Hello everybody, how are you doing? I'm doing good. I am always Doug, and I'm happy you're here to join me tonight on this part of Let's Play Final Fantasy 1. So, last episode, we finally cleared out the Ice Cavern, and now we're ready to get one of my favorite parts about Final Fantasy, which is the airship. Okay, let's get started. So, I want to start out by saying, I'm sorry if you can hear my fan in the background. It's like 80 something right now at like 1 a.m. so it's like really stupid hot out right now, and I turned my fan down a little bit, but I just can't help having it on now just to kind of keep me cool. So I hope you can bear with me on that and forgive me, and in future videos I'll try to plan this when it's a little cooler out. So anyways, first order of business is to start heading to the desert. So I'm just going to quickly check the map so I have a general idea of where everything is. Alright, so yep. So I'm thinking that it's that thing right there. I think that's the desert that it's referring to. It's in my notes I say it's south of Crescent Lake, so we'll see how that goes. Oh, I probably should have healed before this, but I think everything's gonna be okay. Looks like he tried to use another one-hit KO move on me, but good news is part of this episode actually is going to be us getting items that can prevent one-hit KOs, which is going to be very useful. I mean, would have been kind of useful last dungeon, but you know, better late than never. And honestly, it does kind of take away like a lot of the sting that a lot of enemies have, where, as you know, like, there are some enemies that will, you know, pose problems. You know, like those ice dragons, but aside from, like, you know, enemies that will, like, you know, conceivably, like, one round you if you aren't careful, I think everything's going to be okay. Like, you know, barring those kinds of enemies, eventually you just get enough HP and defense to outlast them. Okay, so I think I'm going the right way. I know, like, I just saw the desert, like, you guys saw it too, right? So, alright. I mean, everything is going down easily enough, I think. Alright. Come on, Walt. I think this might be a little overkill, but it wasn't. Man, you know, I really hope, like, Walt can just, like, you know, pull it off and turn things around for me, because if I'm being honest, he's just not performing as well as I would like him to. Because, like, at this point in the game, I mean, I kind of get it, because right now we are literally on the journey to getting our characters upgraded, leveled up, get to their, like, next stage and everything. That's when they get a lot more powerful, their stats get increased and everything. So, like, at this point in the game, the Black Mage, who, like, can use exclusively black magic, he's, I wouldn't say better than, you know, the Red Mage Walt right now, but at the same time it feels like it because he has access to a lot better spells. So I think this is the desert we need to go to. Oh boy. And I might have taken a wrong turn. Yeah, no, I think that's where it is. I am just getting all confused and topsy-turvy. I guess this is the point where I do one of my little rambly things about things that are going on in life. So, yeah, I mean, work has been going good, I guess. You know, that has nothing to do with Final Fantasy, but, I mean, I work at a Pizza Hut, so that's kind of, fun, because, like, you know, growing up I used to love Pizza Hut. You know, like, I love their breadsticks still to this day, and, you know, working there hasn't ruined that for me. But, lately something I discovered that I like a whole lot from there are the cookies. Like, their cookies are so good, and, you know, because I can get pretty fair reduced price for them, you know, like employee discount and everything, it helps out a lot. So like I'm able to enjoy foods I normally wouldn't get. Although like I do delivery, like I don't cook or anything. Like I appreciate my like, you know, cooks and everything so much, because like I mean I could do it, but delivery driving's so much better. And the one thing I will say though is like if you're watching this and you don't, tip your delivery drivers, because more often than not they're not getting like, you know, your tab at the end of the day basically does not equate for their tip basically, and tips do go basically just a long way to making things a little easier on them. And like, you know, speaking from personal experience here, like, you know, like I get paid bi-weekly, so like, or you know, like twice a month essentially. So like sometimes like tips are like my only spending money. We're gonna use a tent here just because I would feel a little safer with that. And you know, like it helps out a lot. Like, you know, definitely if you can afford to tip, you know, like if like I'm the guy who's like basically gonna tip you, like tip the scales either way, get it, tip the scales on like if you're going to tip or not, like I mean awesome for me I guess. But yeah, you know, tipping, it helps a whole lot. And you know, like I think we're getting closer. Yeah, we're sort of getting closer. But yeah, you know, tipping just makes a world of difference. And you know, you can really make somebody's day. Like $3 or $4 extra dollars, it really does add up. And it can, like, I can tell you, like sometimes like a horrible like shift is just completely turned around because somebody gave me like an amazing tip. Oh man, I am really hoping we're going the right way, because if I got us lost, then I am wasting everybody's time. Or my time really right now. Not a whole lot of people watch this. Funny, I think these were the guys that I fought on that Power Peninsula, who like offered like a crap ton of XP and gil, or at least at that time it was a crap ton. So actually no, I do think this is the correct, yes, this is the desert, the Ryukon Desert. So now with the Levistone, we are going to summon one of the staples of Final Fantasy. Like this is in like just about every single Final Fantasy like main series game I can think of, at least in some part, is the airship. And it's honestly one of my favorite things about these games. And I'm just really, really happy to finally get this in the game. And it's funny because like I'm using a couple like online walkthroughs. Like I'm using a couple game pack walkthroughs, and I'm using this one guy's walkthrough, retro gaming walkthroughs, I think it's the website title. But anyways, he has a joke about sand from Star Wars. You know, the prequels. You know, I don't like sand. It's rough and irritating. It gets everywhere. And like one, I actually really like the prequels. Actually, like, you know, I grew up on them. They were my first experience with Star Wars. So like, you know, some of those like, you know, kind of cringy dialogues like that, I don't mind as much. And you know, like it's kind of weird, but the okay, by the way, we're gonna use an in quickly just so that way we're all topped off, because I don't think, like, I know I just used a 10 and it's probably a waste right now, but I just would feel a little better about this considering that we're going to a much higher level area coming up. But anyways, Star Wars, like the prequels, like I'm a little more forgiving of like their lesser aspects and stuff. Like, you know, like the whole like Anakin Padme relationship, it's a little weird considering, like, you know, in the first movie she's 14, he's 10 and everything, but you know, and like especially in Attack of the Clones, it's a really kind of cringy, there's some cringy dialogue and stuff, but like especially with like the Clone Wars animated series, it made it a lot better. Like I think like the relationship and portrayed it in like a more acceptable way, I guess. And you know, like I'm gonna say it, I ship it. Get it? Ship it? Because we're on an airship, and, you know, people like fictional relationships, so they ship it. Yeah, I just spent, like, you know, the past 2 minutes rambling about the prequels to make a ship joke. Anyways, now we need to go to Gaia, which I seem to have forgotten where that is. So I'm going to check the map quickly. Alright. Airship, Elven Castle, Elfheim, Crescent Lake, Castle Cornelia, Western Keep, Provoca, Melmond, Cavern of Earth, Chaos Shrine. Okay, so I'm thinking it's one of the two red dots on the map there. I at the very least know which one is Gaia, because it is the last, like, of the new towns, essentially, where we can actually just, you know, park our airship, like, right there on the ground, and then go there. A lot of other places, like that city we just flew over, you had to park it away and then start walking there. But anyways, this is Gaia. So Gaia has some really fun, cool equipment in here. Let's start out. We're not going to go to the magic just yet for a specific reason, but let's get this armor. So they have here protect rings, and they guard against instant death. So we are going to pick up 4 of these, because at the very least for now, I just don't want to worry about that. At later points in the game, when I, like, start to feel that, like, everyone is, you know, more in their roles, essentially. Like, once I know that Lily can, like, reliably heal and revive people if they go down, and that, like, you know, and if Lily goes down, that, you know, maybe Sid or Walt can pick up the slack, then I think I'll start to get rid of those protect rings. But I think they're going to be more of, like, a permanent fixture on the party for a little bit. And nobody can use the cat claws. These are exclusive, I think, to most of the advanced classes. Anyways, so the white magic here. There's Kiraja, Diaja. Neither of those can be picked up by Lily yet, and I don't think Walt can use any of these yet. Yeah, I think there is, like, one spell in particular that... Nope. Okay. Yeah, all the other spells I think are exclusive only to the advanced classes, which I have been talking up a lot in here. So wait, I think maybe... Yep, nope. Just double checking, because sometimes my notes can be wrong. Yep, nope. Okay. Yeah. So most of the spells are exclusive to the next stage. Actually, all of these spells are exclusive to the next stage of classes, and Walt gets the short end of the stick again and doesn't get many of these spells. So it looks like we've been going for about 15 minutes now, so I think I'm just gonna quickly talk to the NPCs, you know, do my voice acting thing, and then I think we'll start to head out, actually, to the next dungeon. So yeah, let's get a little backstory, shall we? My dad was always telling me about how the castle to the west was a place to test your courage. Oh hey. Now I know where to go, because I forgot which direction to go on my notes. A fairy was living at our spring, but I haven't seen her lately. I wonder what's happened to her. I don't believe it. You're outsiders, aren't you? How did you make it this high up in the mountains? What? Can you fly or something? Nah, that's impossible, right? That was a fun voice. I want to use that voice again. Have you visited the wing of the hawk? I can't understand a word they say there. Oh, yes. That's... Okay, so I don't want to spoil anything about it just yet, but, like, that there's like a city where like you can't understand a word that they say until you get a specific item, and it's actually like a really cool thing. This is Gaia. Outsiders often call our town the Eye of the Hawk. To our south is an ancient city known as the Wing of the Hawk. Trying to think of a hawk pun. I got nothing. There's a tower in the Yanikurum Desert that no one can enter. Some people think it's nothing but a mirage, so it's called the Mirage Tower. No one can say for sure, though. Okay. The legends say the sky people could soar through the sky and build castles above the clouds. Ooh, it's a witch. That broom's always trying to weasel its way out of its chores. I don't know what to do with it. Wait, broom talk? Busy, 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 swish, swish-ary. I'm sorry, I don't know how brooms sound. If any brooms are watching, I apologize if I horribly stereotyped you. They say a special water called ox ale gushes from the bottom of our spring, but only fairies can draw it out. I might have talked about it before, but I just want to say I really, really do love the Final Fantasy like town theme. It's just like such a relaxing and calm thing, and like one sec, let's talk to this girl. I saw a shining light flying to the west in the night sky. I know I saw it. I can't remember what that flying thing is. It could have been us, but alright. Anyways, like this theme, it's kind of funny. Like it's a very nostalgic theme. Like even if you haven't heard it, just kind of makes you feel a little nostalgic and kind of, I guess, miss home a little bit. But like it's funny because I first heard this theme in Final Fantasy Dissidia, which is a game I think I talked a little bit about before, but basically it's like the Final Fantasy Smash Bros. It has the characters from all the Final Fantasy games in it, and it has like a lot of music from it. And I'm pretty sure I've told this story before, but this was like one of my favorite songs, and it's like such a calming and peaceful song mixing in with, you know, like Final Fantasy characters beating the crap out of each other, and it's something that always kind of stuck with me. And like the fact that like, it's like one of the best themes coming from the first game is just like amazing. But enough about that, let's talk to this dude. There was a scholar studying the Lufenian language, but I can't seem to recall his name. Doesn't help us out much right now, but that's something, right? Alright, so let's get some more sundries for us. How many do we have? Okay, we got 40. I'm gonna bring us up to a nice and safe 60. Phoenix down. I think we could... Right, you know what? Because I do know we're gonna be needing money for spells soon. I'm not going to be getting us 50. Although, tense, let's that's 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25, I think. Yep, awesome. Math is good. Oh, cool, they're starting to sell cottages. Alright, so tents I think will do the job, but I want to have 5 just in case we need them. And I want to sell any extra... I'm just gonna start selling these weapons. I mean, they might be, okay, I'm actually gonna save the coral sword, because we are going to need this. But the rest of these, we're probably not gonna need, and if we do need them, it's my fault, and I made another mistake. Go figure. But we live and we learn. Live and learn, live and learn. Alright. And it's funny, like, that knight armor, like, it took me so long to get the skill for that, and then it's like, boom, we don't need it anymore. Which, you know, like, it's like completely my play style. Like, I do like getting like all the fresh new armors and stuff right when we go into town, but you know, other people, like, I would even say like it might be a better option just to wait and get through a dungeon. I feel like that extra armor really makes a difference. So anyways, we are looking for castle around here. I think there might be like a little indicator on the map. So here's the Mirage Tower. That's not where we need to go right now. Right now, where we need to go, it's probably up right here. So yeah, like kind of what I was saying. Like it's gonna be really hard to find places to land in the future. Like basically, Gaia was the last place because like you can't land here because it's technically marshland. You can't land here because there's trees everywhere. So like it's kind of one of the new challenges of having a airship is you're not gonna have like an easy time landing it, and especially like positioning like this place here. I think maybe we can make it work, but nope. Come on, come on, come on. I do not want to spend like the last 5 minutes just me trying to make an airship. They got better about this in later games, like, but for now it's still kind of annoying. Yep. Alright, so we are going to now make our way to, I think it's like the Castle of Trials or something. Alright, so I think we're nearing about like 20 minutes, 25 or so, so once we reach the castle we're gonna call it then, but I'm not gonna say goodbye just yet, you know? It's been a little while since I've done this, and it feels good getting back into it again. Like, talk about a lot how like there are periods where I just stopped doing it and then just, you know, find it really hard to get the motivation to do this again. But you know, like I'm starting to get a little bit of a rhythm going, and you know, I hope I can have a more consistent like video recording schedule and upload schedule, but you know, bits and pieces at a time. Yeah, like one thing I do notice is like I don't comment a whole lot sometimes on like combat, especially if like, you know, we've been going at it for a while and it's kind of like the same thing, and it's like you'll just see me really rapidly quick through the attack action, and like that's kind of one of the downsides about the older Final Fantasies, especially Final Fantasy 1, and I think at the same point kind of 2, but like 1 especially, it's just very kind of repetitive, and just this, the idea that, you know, you're hitting things again and again and again, and you know, very little variation. Although since somebody got poisoned, we actually get to use another spell, so hooray, somebody got hurt. I really want Walt to prove me wrong. Like I want him to be a really good character. It's just like he, like, I guess it's because I want him to be the equivalent of a black mage while still having some white mage spells. Like I'm expecting him to have like the same kind of damage output and the same kind of spell access, but that's not really what he is. He is like the jack of all stats, and he's helpful in that regard. I just need to, I think, get a little more used to that, because you know, he has come in pretty handy in a lot of situations. I don't know. Like maybe I'll talk about it in another video, or like you know, maybe like later in like the post game stuff. But just like the black mage is kind of like how like powerful Lily is in regards to just like her healing and defensive capabilities and just like taking care of everything. The black mage is that with like dark magic, with like black magic, and he's just really capable, and like he helped out so much in my other playthrough that like I said, I guess I expect Walt to be something he's not, which is unfair. But I like Walt. I like the red mage. Like I love their whole like class thing. Like when I first like read about like Final Fantasy stuff back when, like, you know, I played Kingdom Hearts for the first time all the way back when, and it's like I learned about the different kind of mages and stuff. The red mage was like the coolest one because he had like all the spells. Alright, let's use some nope, we're going to use magic to cure your poison. It's actually been getting, it has been getting poisoned a lot. I mean, it makes sense, he's the tank and everything, but let's use one of our tents. Might go into good use. Honestly though, like these, they're more of just like peace of mind than anything else, because I could probably get by without really needing them, but at the same time, I'm okay using it. These were-tigers, like, they look like giant, like, I don't know, like this might be dating me, but if any of you have seen like the original Hulk movie, like not the Incredible Hulk, like the one that's canon to the MCU, but like the one that came before that, like the one with like the horrible editing and everything, like in those like CGI dogs that they fight really early on. Like that's what those wear thingies look like. Like, I hope I'm not the only one saying it. Like, it's like that stereotypical like evil looking dog monster thingy. Like, it still looks like a a cartoon animal, but at the same time it's like, oh hey, it's not that bad. So yeah, the protect ring, it does not make you immune to stone. So you can still get stoned even if you got protection. That's a joke for all you 18 and up, or anyone who can get a adult joke. This is why I stick to puns. Alrighty then, but we are getting closer to the cavern, and I'm getting a little tired of these fights. Not gonna lie, I just kind of want to get there, end this video, because I'm kind of dragging out, fighting for time. But summer's been good. Summer is, I think, a really nice time just to, recuperate and everything, and I hope you're all having a good summer, Like, I don't expect to be successful or anything, and the people who watch these videos probably, gonna watch one video and be like, this is boring, why is he playing this Game Boy game? That's not Pokemon. But, the people who stick around, whoever you are, I appreciate it, and, like I said, I figured this is just gonna be background noise for people, and I don't know. If you're watching this, I just want to let you know I appreciate you doing what you do, because like YouTube, it has a lot of its problems, like the business aspect of it, but like YouTube has just like kind of brought like one of the good parts of I think the internet to me, and just like that feeling of community and stuff. Like, I found like a lot of YouTubers and stuff, and like online like media based companies that like I've really liked and have like met people through and like bonded with my friends over, and it's kind of like the whole idea of the internet bringing people together, and YouTube has kind of helped me do that. Like, there have been some Let's Players who kind of just like really cheered me up when I needed it. And like, I'm happy to contribute in a small way to all of that. Alright. So we haven't fought these Sphinxes before. I think they might have some sort of like stone ability, and wow, Monty got like 10 hits on that guy. That was really cool. But who knows what these Sphinxes do. We're probably never going to see them again. I say that because I know we're going to see them again, probably in this next dungeon. So anyways, this is the Citadel of Trials, and basically, after completing this area, we'll be just one step closer to getting our upgrades. Anyways, I just want to say thank you for tuning in. It has been a pleasure. I'm Doug, and I'm happy you guys are here. Have a good one.